What's up, people? It's your girl, Adeola. It's been a difficult week as Nigeria lost an icon, the big boss, our very own coach, Stephen Keshi, who died last Wednesday at the age of 54. Keshi was a player himself from 1979 to 1998, and he played for Nigeria from 1981 to 1995. He was the captain of the Super Eagles when Nigeria won the Africa Cup of Nations in 1994, and then he later coached Mali, he coached Togo and Super Eagles. Under his leadership, Nigeria won the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations, yes, making him one of the only two coaches that have ever won the Africa Cup of Nations, both as a player and as a coach. His wife passed away in December of last year. It's so sad. That's after battling cancer. They were married for 33 years and they had 4 children. As a matter of fact, it was at the beginning of this year that he buried his wife. So it's a really sad situation, and we're praying for their children. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Another icon that passed last week was Munammad Ali. That's the heavyweight boxing champion whose words about believing in oneself inspired so many. Ali was 74 when he died. One of his famous quotes, the one that I like the most, is when he said that he who is not courageous enough to take risk will accomplish nothing in life. These two will be greatly missed, and of course, may their souls rest in peace. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. You're not supposed to do it. You don't do it, And this is becoming very embarrassing. What are you waiting for? Put him on speed dial now. My guy, what's up? Didn't I tell you? Did I? No lie. Didn't I tell you? No, baby. No, don't lie. One more time. No. That is what I've been telling this man. My people, I don't understand why Nigerian officials think that it's okay to lie to the people that put them in office. Imagine that Mr. President has been suffering from a serious ear infection for weeks. And this, his spokesperson, my father in the Lord, the man kept denying it for weeks. He went on Channels TV and said Buhari is fit as a fiddle. First of all, my Oga, why do you like rhyme? I don't understand. Wailing wailer, fit as a fiddle. Now only you waka come. Can you just talk straight like normal human beings? Must you always rhyme? But the very same day that he said the fit as a fiddle on Channels TV, the man released a statement that Buhari is traveling to UK to treat ear infection. Actually, he didn't really admit that Buhari was going for treatment. He said that Buhari would be going for a 10-day vacation, and that while on vacation, he will visit ear specialists. I said, Hi, Mr. Femi. No, lie. Tomorrow now, my guy, when you say something and people don't believe you, can you blame them? So, back to serious issue. I heard that our president is sick. Yeah, very sad. Anybody can get sick, Me too, I get sick sometimes because, this one, it gives me headache. Call it a woe. But why fly him to London? Why? You see that we don't have ear clinic in Nigeria? I don't know. I heard that we have over 250 ear, nose, and throat specialists in Nigeria. And then we have the National Ear Center in Kaduna State. What happened? What happened? Not good enough for big people? I guess it's not of international standard. So what happens when the rest of us have ear infection? Wait, let me check the budget. There has to be provision for the rest of us too when we get sick. Is there provision to fly us to London? No, there's no provision. Wait a minute, who is this? I see Uncle Dino. Uncle Dino's name, there's provision for Uncle Dino. I see Uncle Bukola Saraki. So there's provision for those people. What about my father? You see, even me, I'm not on the list. You see, there is no provision for the rest of us to come out abroad for ear infection. But some people are taking private jets because they want to treat ear infection. This is why I always tell you guys that there is God in everything that we are doing. When will Nigeria have one, honestly, just one hospital of international standard so that our leaders can get world-class treatment without having to spend our money to travel abroad or take private jets in the name of ear infection and then spend tens of thousands of dollars for treatment? When? What is the use of the presidential clinic at Aso Rock, by the way? They just allocated around 3.8 billion naira for this clinic. You know that in 2011, they allocated 506 million for this same clinic. In 2012, it was 401 million. In 2013, it was 300 million. In 2014, 2015, it was 705 million for this same clinic. They even built a VIP wing, which it doesn't make sense. It's already a VIP hospital, for God's sake. Why do we need a VIP inside a VIP clinic? During Jonathan's tenure alone, they've spent more than 2 billion on this same clinic. After 2 billion common ear infection, the hospital cannot treat. Hey, my Father and my God. I know this is a serious ear infection, but why can some people treat it in their own countries and we cannot? And do they have two heads? If we cannot treat ear infection, when would we treat cancer? When would we treat kidney problem? In fact, this is indirectly saying that we don't have qualified medical practitioners in Nigeria, and that is an insult. We have. In fact, when you get to many of these foreign countries, you may be treated by a Nigerian after all. This makes me real mad, really mad. Build us one hospital, at least one, and build it in my village. Odeaga, Gogo Meta, that is the name of my village. Just one hospital of international standard. You guys know I don't know anything. Oh, guess what? I'm just keeping it true. So happy Ramadan to all my Muslim friends. How are you enjoying the fast? Someone sent me the picture of this guy fasting, and the guy literally sat in front of the clock waiting for the time to break. I'm like, my brother, seriously. And speaking of Ramadan, did you guys hear about what the president of Gambia is doing? Hey! The man said no singing, no drumming, no dancing, no any kind of festivity throughout the month of Ramadan. I said, hey, so people cannot enjoy themselves because they are fasting even in the evening after breaking the fast. They cannot play music. Haba, where is that written in the Quran? Show it to me. Does this law apply to Mr. President because he himself likes to dance? Really? Mr. President, is he talking to himself? What if he locks his door and dances alone after breaking his fast in the evening? How would we know? My Gambian people, do well. I don't know what to tell you. I beg, listen to your music, but put on earphone because, somebody like this, he's already colo. You can't help him. So did you all hear that a Christian woman was killed in Kano because she allegedly blasphemed Allah? Hey, like seriously? Really? How can people take laws into their own hands and then hide behind religion? These are criminals. Where is the evidence that she blasphemed anybody? And even if she did, don't we have courts or whatever? I don't know. So what if her killers also blasphemed her God? Who is judging them? And most importantly, why do we have to fight for God? That is what I don't understand. He's God, is he not? So human beings are the ones defending him? Please, that is indirectly saying that God cannot defend himself. Really, these people are insulting God. Is he not God? I don't know when we will stop killing ourselves in the name of religion. A similar thing happened in Kaduna when another Christian man was stabbed because he did not fast. He's Christian. I don't know. I don't get it. Seriously, Muslim leaders need to talk to criminals that are attacking innocent people by pretending to be religious. If you don't know, these people are painting Islam bad. And if nothing is done, there will be retaliations and this could escalate. But you guys know I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to South Africa. What is his name? That calls himself a pastor. Penuel Mgunmu, something like that. That guy, you know how long I've been complaining about him? Jumping on his church members, feeding them snake, feeding them cloth, feeding them hair. Now the guy is not just jumping on people anymore. No. Now the guy will climb on the loudspeaker and then jump on his church members. Hey, whoa! And he will post the photo on Facebook. You see the end of time. In fact, he now takes cheers to smack his church members. Hey. South Africans, why now? Why are you watching this boy and letting him get away with all these things? What in the world? These are people that if they see somebody coming to smack them with anything, they will never allow it. Just because he says he comes in the name of the Lord and nobody is saying anything. And just like I've been saying that this guy is about to do something worse. Do you guys know that last week he drove his car on top of his church members? Yes. He told them to lie down. He put some pali on top of them. He put some cardboard paper on top of them. He had them lying down on the ground. And he drove on top of them. Father, where is thy face? Father, you are so patient. Yeah, you are so patient. The guy drove on top of them, and then he asked them how they felt. He said, did you feel any pain? They said no. That is what they were told to say anyway. So, guess what he did? He reversed back, still on top of these people. He went back and forth on top of these people, yeah? And then they got up and they started dancing. I'm telling you, the day this guy will kill somebody, it will be too late. South Africa. Arrest this guy before it's too late. They called him in front of a panel one time like this and he was defending himself.
The prophet had some explaining to do.
There's what we call demonstration of God's power, a proven that God has sent you. It takes the faith to understand. That's why no one died after eating the snakes. They ate it and it tastes like chocolate.
Why? You are too nice. You are too nice to the guy now. Arrest him before it's too late. But you guys know I don't know anything or waiting be my own. Guess what? I'm just keeping it true. Moving on Uganda. Have you guys heard that Mr. President has appointed his wife as the Minister of Education? She's already a First Lady. Now she's the Minister of Education, and on top of that, the Minister of Sports. Sports, okay. Hey, what the heck? 67-year-old woman. I think she will be 68 this month, no be so? The Minister of Sport? What does she know about sport? Does she play any? Oh Lord, have mercy. Why are African leaders like this, madam? Even if your husband doesn't know shame, you should know shame now. You are a woman, you should stand for what is right. You and your husband have been there for 30 years, no be so? Isn't that enough? You, Minister of Sport, haba. What an insult. I've heard that this is a highly coveted office, a highly coveted portfolio in Uganda, because it is usually assigned a huge chunk of the national budget. So madam will be overseeing a lot of money, Yes, corruption. The same thing is now happening in Angola. Did you guys hear that Mr. President fired the entire board of Sonangol? Sonangol is the body that oversees petroleum and natural gas production in Angola. That is like their own NNPC, as we have it in Nigeria. He fired every one of them and he put his daughter in charge. Again, this is a president that has been in power for 36 years. If you are 36 years old, my brothers and my sisters, the year you were born was when this man became president. The man has been president for as long as you have lived. He's still president. And one of his sons is already the one in charge of the country's sovereign wealth fund. Now his daughter is the one in charge of the whole country's oil. Hey, keep in mind that oil accounts for more than 90% of Angola's foreign income. And now that militants are destabilizing oil production in Nigeria, all eyes are on Angola. They are already the biggest oil producer in Africa. And now they're about to make much more money with the unrest going on in Nigeria. This woman, by the way, you know, the president's daughter, is already the richest woman in Africa, according to Forbes. But I guess it's never enough, is it? So it's really, really sad. I don't know when Angolans will say enough is enough and kick out this man and his family. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. And moving on to Kenya. Exactly what is going on in Kenya? You know, for weeks now, opposition leader Raila Odinga has been leading the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy Alliance in a weekly protest. Every Monday, they are protesting that the electoral body is biased towards the president, Uhuru Kenyatta, who is also running in the coming election. They're having their election next year. So the opposition leader and his supporters are asking for a reformation of the electoral body. To be honest with you, I don't see what is hard in that. This is where Uhuru disappointed me. Mr. Man, just give them a reformation of the electoral body. What is hard in that? Very simple. That alone would make people love you and see you as unbiased, you know, even if you don't think that they have legitimate ground for it. And if you will not give them an electoral reform, just let them protest peacefully without hindrance. Why are you allowing police brutality in Kenya? I'm really disappointed. Mr. President, if you did not order police to kill protesters, who did? How come they are getting away with it? 3 people were killed last month. Nobody has been arrested for killing these 3 protesters, and now they killed 2 people this month. I saw how police were using force on the protesters. I could not believe it.
The weekly demonstrations, which began since April, are against the country's electoral body, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, which the opposition accuse of being biased and call for its immediate dissolution.
Really? Is it that serious? No. Whatever the case may be, police should not be killing protesters. It is the people's fundamental right to protest if they are not happy with something. Now, having said that, some of the protesters need a lecture on the meaning of peaceful protest. Peaceful protest should be peaceful. Why destroying things?
As they set up huge bonfires, some of them even attempted to loot Tumaini supermarket before police dispersed them.
Businesses are shutting down because protesters are looting. Schools are closing down on Mondays for the fear of tear gas getting on their campus and looters getting on their campus. Business owners are suffering. That is not how you get a change if you want a change in your country. So they really need to be lectured on the meaning of peaceful protest. Anyway, you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Alright, y'all. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.